Hello, my name is Laura Daniela Melgarejo Quiñones. I'm in 5th semester of Electronic Engineering, and I'm going to talk about my English project. I chose the movie Forrest Gump. First of all, I'm going to talk about some of the principal characteristics of the movie. The movie starts in 1981 when Forrest Gump was sitting at a bus stop in Savannah, Georgia. He starts recounting his life to a total stranger that was sitting next to him. He starts recounting his childhood in the town of Greenbow, Alabama, where he grew up. In the first day of school, as we can see in the first picture, Forrest meets the love of his life. Her name was Jenny Curran. They become best friends since then, but for Forrest it's more than a friendship. One day, Forrest and Jenny were walking by the road they always took to go home after school. Suddenly, a rock hit Forrest's head. It was a bully that was making fun of his leg braces. Jenny starts telling Forrest to run. His leg braces fell off and he suddenly started to run like the wind. In this moment, as we can see in the second picture, Forrest discovers that he's kind of an athlete. Despite of his 75 IQ level, Forrest won a football scholarship at the University of Alabama in 1963, which allows him to get the degree he wants, as we can see in the third picture. After Forrest graduated from college, Forrest joined the Army and went to the Vietnam War. In the Army, Forrest met his best friend, Boba. In 1968, after war ended, Forrest was sent to a veterans hospital. While he was recovering after war, he was searching for something to do any day at the veterans hospital. Then Forrest finds out about ping pong, which he discovers he's good at, becoming a superstar promoting the Army recruitment. In 1971, he went to China to play. In 1974, Forrest creates Bubba Gum Shrimp Company. He was keeping the promise he made to Bubba after he died. After the Carmen hurricane in Louisiana, Forrest's boat was the only one standing, so it was the only boat capable of catching and providing. Another thing that helped Forrest to become multimillionaire was that Lieutenant Dan helped him with his investments and invests his profit in the Apple Computer Company, which made Forrest even more rich. One day, Jenny Curran decided to go back to Forrest's life. Because he was so in love with her, he decided to propose to her, but then she rejects him. After that, as we can see in the third picture, Forrest begins his cross-country journey. When his journey ended, he decides to go back home. Then he receives a letter from Jenny that says that he has a son and that she's sick. Jenny, Forrest, and Forrest Jr. moved back to their hometown in Greenbow, Alabama. Jenny and Forrest get married, but sadly, a year after, Jenny dies. Now we're going to talk about the cast of the movie. Tom Hanks, who played Forrest Gump, the character had an IQ of 75. He was very devoted to his family and what he was doing at the moment. He encounters many historical figures and events throughout his life that are going to be explained later in the video. He became an accidental athlete and he was a really nice guy. Mrs. Gump, who was played by Sally Fields, this character was the mother of Forrest. She loved her son unconditionally. She was a really good person and she died of sickness. Another important character of the movie was Baba Blue, who was Forrest's best friend. His biggest wish was to open his shrimp company, and he was a really good and kind person. This character was played by Mykelti Williamson. Another important character in the movie is Lieutenant Taylor, who was played by Gareth Ennis. He was Forrest's and Baba's platoon leader during the Vietnam War. During the Vietnam War, they were in an ambush where Lieutenant Dan lost his legs. He was rescued by Forrest, but In the movie, he didn't want to because he felt like he was kind of cursed. Many members of his family went to war, but they never returned alive. So he felt that that was his destiny. Jenny Curran was played by Robin Wright. She was Forrest's true love. She was in her childhood a victim of child sexual abuse by her father. She was the mother of Forrest Gump Jr. and sadly, at the end of the movie, she dies of sickness. Now I'm going to talk about some of the important historical facts that Forrest witnessed in the movie. One of them, as we can see in this picture, was when he met the US president. And this one was when, at the beginning of the movie, he met Elvis Presley. And in this picture, we can see when he was on an interview where he met John Lennon. Now I'm going to talk about the producers of the movie. The movie was produced by Wendy Finerman, Steve Teach, and Steve Starkey. The movie was directed by Robert Zemeckis, and the screenplay was directed by Eric Roth. Now I'm going to talk about some of the awards that the movie won. In the 67th edition of the Academy Awards, the movie won Best Actor for Tom Hanks, Best Director for Robert Zemeckis, Best Film Editing, Best Picture, Best Visual Effects, and Best Writing Adapted Screenplay, because the movie was based on a book. For the Golden Globe Awards, Forrest Gump won Best Actor, Motion Picture Drama, Best Director, and Best Motion Picture Drama. Another awards that the movie won were in the Saturn Awards, BAFTA Film Awards, Screen Actor Guild Awards, People's Choice Awards, and the Amanda Awards. Now, something that I really liked about the movie were some quotes that I'm going to present. The first quote that I really liked was the one that Mrs. Gump told to his son. It says, "Don't ever let anybody tell you they're better than you." Another quote that I really liked was the one Forrest Gump said to the woman that was sitting on the bench at the beginning of the movie. It says, "My mama always said life is like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're gonna get." Thank you.